Upbeat, intriguing music starts and then fades slightly into the background. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're heading deep into the Canadian wilderness to uncover a story that sounds like it's straight out of a movie. We're talking about a journey from a regular everyday life to becoming what some are calling Canada's wildest farm handler. But what does that even mean? And how does someone make such a radical change? Stick around because the truth is more fascinating than you can imagine. Let's rewind the clock a bit. Our story begins not on a sprawling farm, but in a typical suburban neighborhood. Imagine a life filled with routine, a 9-to-5 job, weekend errands, and the familiar comfort of a predictable schedule. This was the world of our protagonist. On the surface, it was a good life, the kind many people strive for, but underneath, a feeling of discontent was quietly growing. A sense of being disconnected from nature, a yearning for something more tangible, something real. This wasn't a sudden crisis. It was a slow burn, a gradual realization that the concrete jungle wasn't where their heart belonged. They started spending weekends hiking, camping, and volunteering at local animal shelters. Each experience was a small step away from their old life and a step closer to a new unknown path. They were drawn to the raw, untamed beauty of the Canadian landscape and the honest, simple connection one can have with animals. The turning point came during a volunteer trip to a remote farm sanctuary in British Columbia. It wasn't one of those picturesque, perfectly manicured farms you see on postcards. This place was wild, rugged, and home to animals with incredible stories of survival. There were rescue animals of all shapes and sizes, from majestic bison to mischievous raccoons, each with their own unique personality and needs. For the first time, our future handler felt a profound sense of purpose. This was it. This was real. The decision was made. They quit their job, sold most of their belongings, and traded their comfortable city life for a small cabin on the edge of the wilderness. The transition was anything but easy. The learning curve was vertical. Forget everything you think you know about farming. This wasn't about planting neat rows of corn. It was about understanding the complex dynamics of a wild ecosystem. It was about learning to read the subtle language of animals, predicting the weather by the feel of the wind, and fixing a generator in the middle of a snowstorm with only a wrench and sheer determination. The first year was a trial by fire. There were moments of doubt, loneliness, and pure exhaustion. Imagine trying to coax a stubborn 1,000-pound bison back into its enclosure, or figuring out the perfect diet for a rescued Arctic fox. Every day presented a new, seemingly impossible challenge. Mistakes were made, lessons were learned the hard way. And there were times when packing it all in and returning to civilization seemed like the only sane option. But with every challenge came a reward that city life could never offer. The quiet satisfaction of seeing a once frightened animal learn to trust again. The breathtaking beauty of a sunrise over a misty field, with the only sound being the gentle calls of awakening wildlife. These moments fueled their resolve. They weren't just a handler. They were becoming a steward of the land, a guardian for creatures that had nowhere else to go. So, what does a day in the life of Canada's wildest farm handler actually look like? It starts before the sun is up. A quick check on all the animals, ensuring everyone is safe and sound. Then comes feeding time, which is less of a simple chore and more like managing a chaotic, multi-species restaurant. Each animal has specific dietary needs, and some of the pickier eaters require a lot of creativity and patience. The rest of the day is a whirlwind of activity, mending fences broken by a wandering moose, performing basic veterinary care for a sick animal, clearing fallen trees from pathways, and always being prepared for the unexpected. One day, it might be a call about an orphaned fawn found on a nearby road. The next, it could be a sudden blizzard that threatens to bury the entire farm. What makes this story so compelling isn't just the insane part of it, the wild animals and the rugged lifestyle. It's the normal part. It's the idea that anyone from any walk of life can fundamentally change their existence if they find a passion that truly ignites their souls. It's a powerful reminder that our lives don't have to follow a pre-written script. We have the power to tear up the old pages and start writing a new, more authentic chapter for ourselves. This handler's work is a testament to the incredible bond that can exist between humans and animals. It's built on respect, not dominance. It's about understanding that we are a part of nature, not above it. The animals aren't pets. They are wild beings who are given a second chance in a safe, protected environment. The goal is always to provide them with a life that is as close to their natural one as possible. This journey from a conventional life to one of wild purpose has inspired a growing online community through sharing candid photos and stories of daily struggles and triumphs. Our handler has shown thousands of people that a different way of living is possible. It's not about romanticizing the hardship, but about celebrating the resilience, the connection, and the profound joy that comes from living a life aligned with your deepest values. So, is it an insane life? Maybe by conventional standards, but perhaps what's truly insane is ignoring that inner voice that calls for something more, something real. This story challenges us to look at our own lives and ask, are we living with purpose? Are we truly connected to the world around us? It's a powerful narrative about transformation, courage, and finding your own personal wilderness. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey today. If this story moved you, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more deep dives into fascinating lives. Tidy. Love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What is the wildest change you've ever considered making? Stay curious, stay inspired, and we'll see you in the next video.